Well, thank you for braving the weather this glorious morning. I don't know about you guys, but I was getting out of the car, it was like, starts downpouring. I was like, should I wait it out? Because it could be here. Sometimes it's downpours for 2 seconds and then another downpour for 2 seconds just as I got it in stone. So, in the way it goes. Well, thank you so much for coming today. My name is Sarah Friend. I'm the communications manager for the city. And I just kind of want to do a quick introduction of everybody that's here. Okay, so I've got Robertson down here. He's going to be part of the team for PD. We've got Lauren from the chamber. Stacy over here with the tourism manager. Micah, he's our community engagement director, leading the team. And then Madison for our Main Street directors as well. Main Street manager. All right, guys, so we've got something coming, and people are coming. Who's ever, raise your hand if you've ever seen a full solar eclipse before? Okay, we've got several people seen a full solar eclipse. That's amazing. You guys go to 2017s? Is that what you saw? Awesome. I've heard nothing but amazing things that once you experience that in real life, it's one of those bucket list things you want to see for the rest of your life. So, it is projected that we will have about 20,000 to 50,000 in the Hunt County area to come see this solar eclipse. It is prediction of 1 million out of state and out of the country people coming to the state of Texas for this event. So we are all going to be busy in this great state. What is a solar eclipse? Solar eclipse happens when just at the right moment the moon passes between the sun and the earth. How rare is it to have a total eclipse? So in October we had a partial solar eclipse. How rare is it to have a full? Well, typically it's 360 to 410 years in the exact same location to see a solar eclipse. We won't have another full total eclipse happen until 2024 for the state of Texas. And it'll be just the very tip of it. On this map you can see, this is where the yellow line is. That is where the solar eclipse will occur. So it's going to be starting down in Mexico and going all the way up to Canada. The reason there are so many people coming here, the time period. So ours will last 4 minutes and 10 seconds. The longest it will be period will be 4 minutes and 26 seconds in Texas. So we have one of the longest periods. Sulphur Springs is going to have is right in the middle, and they're one of the ones that are going to be 4 minutes and 26 seconds. So the weather prediction right now, this is from Channel 5 News Weather. You can kind of see this is the 30% chance versus the 40%. So we have pretty low prediction of that it will be cloudy. I mean, a lot of people are coming from all over the country and all over the world to see this event. It takes time and then it ends up being cloudy. So that's another reason why a lot of people are specifically coming to this area. So what's our plan? So we've put together the solar eclipse team. We've got the community engagement team, the fire department, police department, parks and recs, chamber of commerce, and we've been working with the Townhill ISD to kind of come up with a game plan to prepare for this event. So the anticipated issues that we expect for our town. We expect severe traffic congestion, we expect parking issues, depletion of local resources, fuel, food, water, medical resources, medical emergencies, cellular service, sanitation issues, and weather. So our team is already currently working on several steps to try to make sure that these areas are covered. We are working with different businesses to try to find parking, coming up with driving routes. We are obviously having meetings like this to encourage our business owners and local citizens to stock up on food stuff. Make sure you get your medications before the weekend. We're trying to be out in the middle of that weekend trying to get your medicines. And just explaining, we may have cellular issues. It may be a congestion. I have reached out to Verizon and AT&T and asked if we could have some extra towers brought in for that weekend. I'm still waiting to hear back on that. We are working with Blackjack to get extra trash cans at the event as well as throughout town. We have porta potties coming in to also help with downtown areas as well as at the sports park where we plan having the events. And then weather is always it could be an issue. We just have to have to go with the flow on that. So what are we going to do? What are they going to do when they get here? So we have events planned the 5th through the 8th. The GMA should have shows 5th, 7th, or 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then we have several NASA ambassadors coming this week to do learning opportunities. They will be partnering some with the school, also with the local library. We requested an astronaut to come here. I'm pretty sure that they are coming, not 100% guaranteed, but we are pretty sure that an astronaut will be present. We'll have a music festival on the 7th. We have Sarah Evans, Jen Blossom, All for One, Kylie Morgan, Jordan Rayner, The Rocket Summer, Brad Davis Trio, and Shane Porter. Madison's Farmers Market will be open, and she's actually doing awesome extra live music that weekend to kind of the traffic that will be downtown. So we're having this meeting today, one, to kind of warn you guys that people are coming, it's going to be busy. And two, that we ask that if you are a business owner that you would partner with us. If you are a civic or a nonprofit organization, that you would also partner with us. We're asking if you own a business and know that it's the weekend, a lot of you are closed on Sundays and Mondays, to be open that weekend. You'll have all of this opportunity for sales, and so we just encourage you to be open those days. Think outside the box. There's a lady that actually has a soap store downtown, and we were discussing this with her. She's come up with all these creative ideas. She's going to host a couple of soap classes that are going to be, mood soap, and think about things that you could do capitalizing on marketing that would be a unique thing for our citizens. You do art classes. Maybe you post one that's specifically on solar system or the stars or such for the weekend. So think outside the box. If you own a restaurant, we encourage you maybe to have some coloring sheets that are solar eclipse themes. I mean, that's not real hard to do, but it just gives our citizens something, or tourists something to do. Think of new ways you can generate income. We are looking for people that are willing to host or kind of have open for parking. We're having the event at the sports park. The main watch party will be at the sports park as well as the concert. As you guys know, the parking there is quite limited. So if you have a business or there's a church along the path of Wesley Street, they would be willing to have parking. It's an opportunity for you to make some money, maybe $5 to $10 per person. That will be up to you. We will be hosting those so the tourists know where to go, but we will be managing those. Also, we are looking if anybody has maybe some open fields. We've had a couple people reach out to us if they've got land outside of town. All of the campsites are just about full. We called on Friday and we're like 97% capacity on the campgrounds. We're about the same with the hotels. And I think it was like 2,900 something heads and beds that will be completely full that are booked already for this town that weekend. Most are actually staying. We thought that they would leave right after the event, but a lot of them are actually staying in the hotels and then leaving the next day. So that should help a little bit with traffic flow. Not everybody mass exiting on the 8th, but we will see. So I know a couple people reached out saying that they would have some land and that they have dry camping come and they would charge fees. So if you're interested in something like that, we're definitely interested in kind of just partnering with you to kind of give information to all the tourists that are coming. We want you to create unique opportunities for the tourists. So a lot of the towns have done that have had this in 2017. Did some really creative ideas of different things that you could do. Some of them did paint rock, and they started kind of a club. They did painting rocks and different sort of things and hid them all over town and posted them for that. We are updating our art history walking tours. That will also help with, I think, giving some traffic. If your business currently has one of the hearts, Hunts County Hearts, is that what they call them? Hearts of County. If you currently have one of those and it's not been painted, we encourage you to have it murals paint that before April. We plan on featuring that as well so that our tourists have something else to do. And if you're a civic group or a volunteer, if your church wants to get together, or if you're part of a civic group that would like to help volunteer, we're definitely going to need volunteers for that weekend to help with all kinds of things. checking back for updates on that. So if you are any of these three, I kind of want to just kind of spend a few seconds on each. If you are a restaurant, I just wanted to reiterate to make sure that you are fully staffed that weekend. Maybe call in some extra help. If you're a restaurant, make sure you have supplies. If you're maybe back up with cold storage on that you're marketing what you're going to be doing, and that you will have adequate parking. We hope, got this base here at the end, that if you are going to be open that weekend, or if you're doing anything as a business that is going to be kind of a tourist attraction or something that we think tourists would be interested in, we were asking that you fill out this form so that we can push that on the website and on our app. So that will give us a way to kind of help market you as well. If you have a retail spot, same thing. Make sure you have your staffing, you've got extra supplies, that you're marketing, and that you've got kind of a parking plan for your shoppers. Vendors, if you're interested in being a vendor for either of the days, we've got the 7th and the 8th that we will be doing at the sports park food trucks, as well as what we needed to vendors. If you're interested in that, just make sure if you're a food truck that you've got your permits correctly, that you have your supplies, marketing, and you've turned in your applications. So this year, the chamber is gracious enough to help us. They're going to be doing all of our food trucks, correct, for the vendors. And then Madison over at Bay Street will be doing the food trucks. So we've got applications online that you can fill out for that and get that submitted. You guys want to scan this? So you just pull up your camera if you're not familiar. You can scan that. It should pop open. Everybody, let's do that. Okay, so it should take you to this page, the community engagement page, and you're going to see where it says business submission form. So we are redoing our website on the tourism side and having it a little bit more updated and more modern. We are wanting to make sure that we have all our businesses listed, we have your logos, your photos, that way we can advertise you guys. So if you have a business, we would love for you to enter that. There will be a spot right back down here at the bottom that says business photos. You can put your photos, your logos that you would like to use, and we'll get that on the website for you guys. Okay, and then we're going to open it up to kind of a Q&A to the team. If you guys have any questions, you guys feel free to just come down here, and we will try to answer any questions that we have here. Would you come down to the microphone just so we can all hear you?
Parking's the problem. You have folks shuttling from parking lots far away over to the sports park.
Yes.
Thought about having, golf carts and that sort of thing to shuttle. We have police to get us across the street.
We have definitely we are working on a plan with that to have some shuttles. We're waiting to see if we have some large parking lots that we hopefully can obtain, and we'll have a shuttle service to that. Yes.
What other kind of housing do you consider besides hotels and RV parks?
Well, we looked, most of the Airbnbs are pretty booked up, and other than the dry camping or campsites, we are open to suggestions.
You talk to any of the churches about letting youth groups go in their church or anything like that?
We have not discussed anything with any of the local churches.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have any other questions?
Y'all mentioned working with the high school or the GISD and stuff. Do you know if they're going to be allowing for kids to come out and see the Eclipse at all, or do you know any details about that?
Natalie, do you want to speak on the microphone at all? Answer questions. Green eyes to this kids. today. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, sure. So to answer your question, yes, we are in contact with all of the campuses for age-appropriate curriculum. We're also working with the city to hopefully get some of their NASA folks to come in and talk to some of our campuses as well. So we're in contact with the curriculum department, making sure that they're letting all the teachers know. I do know that a campus emails have been sent out to all the administrators as far as, hey, this is when the solar eclipse is going to be here. So playing around with classrooms so that way you can visit that inside. Additionally, we've also reached out to the Corona Museum. We're receiving a pair of eclipse sunglasses for each of our students and staff. So we should have all of those free of charge for each of our students to be able to view the eclipse. Yeah. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yes, all GISD students and staff. This will just be during the YSC. Yeah. Yes.
Why?
We are affiliated with the Christian school, so they would have had to reach out to the pro themselves. Yes.
We reached out to several of the other private schools. We're just waiting to hear responses back. Greenville ISD jumped in immediately and was interested in partnering with us.
Do you know of vendors who currently have the qualified Eclipse classes that we can start stocking up? Like, we're having like 40 people come to our home, and it'd be nice to have classes for all of them. But I'd like to get it now and not in the rush.
I don't know any vendors. Are you personally purchasing how many, Stacy?
I was planning on 30,000.
We'll have 30,000 free for our citizens for that time. But I don't think we're planning on giving them out early. I don't know on that.
I mean, we got to finalize the order and get them, and then we'll probably start.
But I'm unaware of any vendors currently. I know that if you go to NASA's website, they do have links that you can connect to multiple locations. You can buy the specific ones that are for safety.
Thank you.
They're on Amazon as well. We got them for the Eclipse.
She said that she found some on Amazon.
We're also going to have some of the Uptown Forum. We haven't gotten it yet. We're going to have some.
Okay, she said Uptown Forum will have some solar classes. I would definitely encourage you guys to order them quickly. They have sold out. Like in 2017, they sold out months beforehand, so make sure you get them ordered. Any other questions? All right, so you guys feel free. You can always, if you think of a question or you're just too shy to come up here, it's totally fine. You can email at the Public Relations Admin, and then I will forward those emails to the appropriate parties. If you have a question or something, maybe the fire department or police department or something, I can get that forward and we'll find out an answer. You guys think of something later on, you also can email it as well. So, yep. Just please help spread the word. When you say that you're going to have 20 to 50,000 and uncounting, people go, haha. But just kind of a gauge for Sweetwater, Tennessee in 2017 is a population of about 6,000. They thought they would have about 10,000 people show up. They had 10,000 just in their downtown, and they had 50,000 in their 1 mile radius of their town. It absolutely exploded. They ended up generating $1.7 million in sales in that 48-hour period weekend. So we're about the same kind of packed destination as they were in 2017. Yes?
Are we going to have shuttles in downtown area?
At this point, we're not sure that we're going to be able to do that. There's a connection. That's it. And they're going to be running their buses, on their regular routes that day. So yeah, of course. If they have extra drivers, because we're talking to them about being the shuttle service for the music festival as well. So it's going to be an issue of staffing for them and availability. They only have so many vehicles, and there's not really there's not really a rent-a-bus service, so to speak, that's not already going to be hooked up that weekend locally. So if Connections is available and we can have a bus that runs maybe from one of the parking lots, I mean, if we're just being honest, I think if everybody just thinks about it, if we have 30,000 people come into the city that weekend, it's just going to be wall-to-wall traffic. But the good thing for businesses is it just means they're going to find you because they're going to have nowhere. They're not going to try to go out, right? They're going to try and stay in town. So that's part of what I know Sarah's working on is creating that single portal so that the visitor comes in and gives them a place to go to where they can see exactly what's happening all around the city. They've got a map to work off of. But we'll look into that idea and see if it has legs, if we can do something there to help downtown as well.
Did y'all, I'm sorry, did y'all talk about RV parking?
Yes, just basically what we said is that they're about 97% capacity, even 1,000, is it 1,000 oaks or what's the 1,000 something? 1,000 trails, okay. Everybody's just about pretty full.
What about, like spot parking of people who own parking lots that,
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. If you've got land and you're willing to open up your land, and you want to maybe capitalize on that income, you could do dry parking for those campgrounds and tents. We'd love to have a spot because we know they're going to just show up, and we don't really want them overtaking all of our parks. So if we have people in businesses that we can refer them to, we would love to be able to say, this is where dry camping is going. These are the fees that they charge, and feel free to go get them. If you are a church and you have a parking lot, and you want to make $10 per car. Great, that's wonderful. Let me give you the people that you can connect with.
So, 45 years going down to the State Fair of Texas, you have a lot of people who own land or houses or lots that charge for parking. They put up their own signs, $10 a day, $20 a day, or whatever. Are we, like specifically downtown? I'm sorry, I didn't know you had a question. Go ahead. I apologize. I didn't see. But, like for downtown, we have, several properties. Pat Guess owns a lot of lots downtown. And, are we allowing them to do spot parking of, if they want to do it for free or fee, are we allowing them to do that the whole weekend? Maybe that would help encourage, to Michael's point about not having enough buses, but they would encourage people to park downtown. If they're parking downtown, they're probably going to shop downtown. So, let's face it, the thing is not going to happen just over the sports park. So you're going to be able to see it everywhere. But, if that's available downtown, we own lots, city owns lots downtown. If we could post them as free public lot, for parking or camping, I don't know. I'm just asking. Has that been thought through and because of our public lots too?
Yes, that's definitely, I think we're still at discussion points on some of that. That's part of having this meeting is if you have land, we're asking, encouraging you to contact us. We can't just say, hey, since you own property, we want, everybody says they just want to do it. So we're encouraging that discussion definitely.
Yeah, so like, the farmer's market, all that parking area as well, and public restrooms. Did y'all discuss that?
We have porta potties that will be going to those locations. I've also reached out to Parks and Recs, and we will post them as additional viewing spots so that not everybody will come. Like you said, the solar eclipse will happen all over. And we know that some people do not want the crowds of the sports park. And so obviously most tourists will probably just go, okay, where's available? And so we plan on posting several of the other parks. We have porta potties and additional trash trucks that will be available at those locations.
Good job, Sarah. Thank you.
So I wanted to tell everybody about, we were over at Reunion Tower for the July 1st, New Year's celebration, fireworks, drums, whatever. So we got there around 3 o'clock, and there was not a crowd there. We walked over to the tower to have supper, and we walked back, and there was people starting to park already in the parking lots, knowing that the fireworks weren't going to go off until midnight. By 9:30, 10 o'clock, that parking lot was pretty full. People were circling around the parking lot trying to find a place to park. We're still 3 hours away from the fireworks going off. We're looking over on the freeway. The freeway is already starting to have people park on the side of the road. So it's a freeway, but they're parked on the side of the road 3 hours ahead of time. As you get further into the night, people are double and triple parking inside the parking lots. there are more people parked on the freeway itself. They can't move. So you can get through a little bit, but you're going 30 miles an hour down the freeway because there's just so many cars parked there. After the whole event is over with, it takes hours to unwind that. Freeway doesn't undo itself for after 2 o'clock. We were already asleep by then, so we don't know when it finally ended up. But if the same kind of thing happens there, that happened there, happens here, people are just going to show up, they're going to pull over to the side of the road, they're going to stop wherever they can, people are going to park around them, and it's going to be a long time unwinding. So shuttles, I'm not sure how good a shuttle will be. To get you there, great. Afterwards, maybe a long time to get back to where you came from. Don't know how that helps, but that's what I saw over there.
Good thought.
So,
We expect that.
Yeah, to give you an idea of the type of traffic congestion that we anticipate based on what we've read and heard from locations where this passed over in 2017. So a different part of the country, but it was a total solar eclipse. The cars on the interstate during the eclipse stopped. The traffic on the interstate just stopped. Like they just stopped their cars and got out of the cars. So if you can imagine I-30 at a dead stop. And same thing in town. So Dallas is listed as one of the top destinations for this because it's going to go right over the Metroplex. So this is why we're having these meetings. This is think of this less as, hey, this is an opportunity. It is an opportunity for you. This is a lot more like the British are coming, right? Like you need to think of it in those terms. They're coming. Whether we want them to come or not is a moot point. They're already coming. I mean, as Sarah said, the hotels are booked, the RV parks are booked, and they're booking it over market price, right? So the people are coming. So this is an opportunity for us to take advantage of as a local community to put our best foot forward, to be a city with heart, to be a place where people say, hey, I had a good time in Greenville. I enjoyed going to the local businesses. And, you know, particularly those of you, and I see some of you here that I know that are local business owners, I know when we travel, we try to avoid the chain places. Nothing against the chain places, but we like going to the local stores. We look for those stores. So I think the tourists are going to be seeking you guys out. They're going to be looking for you. So that's why Sarah's working on this. That's why the team's working on this to create that simple portal so that these visitors that are coming have a space to go to say, how do I find, you know, a chocolate shop, a boutique, right? A coffee shop. How do I find these places that are local that I can go to get that local flavor of Greenville? And, you know, because of the traffic situation, the upside is they're going to be boxed in. Once they get here, we're not going to see the bleed like we might on another event. In other words, you know, if we had a big event here over the weekend, we might get bleed down to the Metroplex because people may go, oh, well, there's a Velvet Cocktail. I don't know, I'm just coming up with a name, right? We don't have one of those. So it's only 30 minutes down the road. We'll run down there and go to it. But they're going to, the congestion is going to be so crazy, we're going to get them here and be trapped. And so that's a bonus for our local businesses because it means you've got steady stream of customers and we're going to have so many people here that weekend. I think they're going to be just a steady turn all weekend, assuming that all these numbers pan out. And again, like Sarah said, for us, the hard part about this is how do you plan for this nebulous number? And we have read multiple reports from the 2017 eclipse where communities were told you should expect X number of people, and they got 5, 6, 7 times that number of people coming into the community. And with us already being so close to Love Field, to DFW, and Dallas area, I can tell you, because I already know, they are also booked that weekend. So we're going to get people who are coming in, they can't stay in Dallas because there's nowhere to stay, and they're going to bleed out to us because they're looking, and they're also looking to get away from light pollution, right? So anybody that's looking for an event like this, they want to be away from the city. They don't want to be in the city for an event like this because when the sun goes out, right, the lights are going to kick on, right, because they're on solar panels. So they want to be as far out of the city, that big city, as they can. So this is really cool. This is a really big event for us, and you know, as Sarah said in the presentation, it's 4 centuries before this crosses Greenville again. So for our community, this won't happen again in any of our lifetimes. And it's a wonderful thing for us to have, for our fellow state, for everybody, right? We're going to be able to have this great opportunity. And anyway, I'm glad you guys are here, and good job, Sarah, putting that together. If you have more, I'm not trying to stop. If you guys have more questions, please let us know.
I would suggest that regarding downtown, and you know, somehow, some way in our website, that we show the different routes to downtown rather than Wesley. I don't think you're going to be able to get down Wesley during that whole weekend. I mean, it's going to be so tough.
Can you get down Wesley, man?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So, you know, accentuate the other routes to downtown. I think it's going to help our downtown businesses the most. I mean, we do have a concert Saturday night, you know, the Merle Haggard tribute. You know, we hopefully that'll be sold out in here. You know, so that's Saturday night.
We have concerts 6 and 7 on the GMA, so we'll have a full weekend.
Yeah.
We do plan on doing a map. I'm still building an app that will be for this solar eclipse. We hope that we will be very interactive. And part of that is we do have a lot of businesses, like I said, that typically close downtown on Sunday and Monday. Until I know that you are going to be open, I can't advertise, hey, come downtown, because nothing will be open. So that's part of the filling out the form, scanning the QR code, and letting us know that you will be open those days.
I would just like to say that if you believe, start praying now for a beautiful sunny day.
So we will have another meeting. If you have staff or if you have a business partner that wasn't able to make it today, we will have another meeting on Thursday at 6 p.m., same location. It will basically be the exact same information. Obviously, we go over there for Q&A again, so there might be something asked at that time that's obviously different. But we hope to continue on our Facebook group to post you guys also on the website all updates and any information that we have. We hope to kind of almost inundate you guys with info so that nobody can say, I didn't know it was coming. Thank you guys, appreciate it.